Welcome to Community Connections. I'm Lori Matway, Associate Superintendent with Pinellas County Schools. And joining us today is Dr. Greg Savel from Myrtle Avenue Pediatrics. Thank you, Greg, for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. Always thrilled to be on the air with you.
Oh, thank you. Well, our topic today, we had to start out with the shooting in Broward County.
Of course.
At a high school where we lost 17 adults, children, families are really grappling with, what do I do for my own child? Do I send them to school? Do I keep them? We have people saying, I'm going to go homeschool. I need to be able to watch over them at all times. But how do we allow them to have conversation with their children and suggestions, and to alleviate any anxiety that they may be? I mean, not that we're going to alleviate all anxiety, but to try and help support their children.
Well, these are tough times, you know. People come to us all the time, how do we prevent these things? You know, this is terrorism, because somebody has created terror in the school system. So that takes on many terms. I mean, people are terrified to put their kids in school. But the truth is, this is the most important time in history for parents to be parents, and for administrators to be administrators, and principals and teachers and such, because it is our time to remind people that we live in the best place on earth, that most people are good people, and that the schools are a safe place to be. You know, I have a comment I make to parents a lot who come in with concerns about immunizations or whatever it may be, and I say, your chance of getting into a fatal car accident while driving in traffic worried about these issues is infinitely greater than the issues themselves. And I truly believe that as parents drive their kids to school every day, thinking about what might happen at school, they're more likely to run into somebody or something than they are to have something actually occur. So the point is that people should talk about it. When kids have something to say, they should be encouraged to do so. This is all part of the family dinners, the family unit to get together and to sit at the dinner table and talk about what's on their minds. If the kids are worried or the parents are worried, they should say that. And the parents should speak up at the schools. And we know this is a wonderful time for the schools to have community meetings with their partners. And in this case, the partners are the parents of the students, and the students themselves, if it's a middle school or high school. Sometimes the elementary school kids may not fit into that milieu. But I think it's important times for the schools to say more instead of say less. Let parents ask tough questions. We don't always have the answers, of course, but we're doing our best. It's time to come together as a community to help each other realize that we still live in the best place on earth, and that the best place for our children is in school, to learn to how to bring about a brighter tomorrow.
Absolutely. So if a parent sees that the child is continuing to stay stressed and refusing to go to school, when do they seek some outside counseling?
Well, when they see that, they should go speak to the pediatrician right away. And of course, as always, and that's why I'm here, it's important to have a good relationship with your family physician. It's not just all about checkups and ear infections, but about times like these. Because let's be honest, the incidence of anxiety and depression in our society can be as high as 75%. Oftentimes parents know that because they themselves have it, and it does run in the family. So maybe your child already was anxious before something occurred. Or maybe this is the first time you notice it. But if things are not in line with what you would expect, you're not getting better, it's time to call the pediatrician that day and schedule a meeting and a meet and greet. And maybe he or she will recommend a psychologist or a licensed mental health counselor. Sometimes the counselors at school get involved, but they are overtaxed. You know, they are there to put out fires, and we don't have the resources to sit down with 100 kids from every school. But if a parent is worried, speak to your pediatrician, to your medical health professionals, so he or she can guide you in the right direction and let you know, hey, this is okay, or this is a big deal, and it's time to get outside intervention. Because learning coping mechanisms about anxiety in this situation will pay huge dividends for the rest of that child's life.
Thank you. Great advice. And when we come back, we're going to take questions from students from Dunedin, and we're going to start with Dunedin Elementary.
That's wonderful.